Hi friends, can you generate a random ID or can you generate a random number from an array? Can you generate a random character from a character set? So this question was asked to me in a company storable in Hyderabad, India. They asked me to generate a random ID from a set of characters. So generally you have used the method UUID so that was used to generate random IDs. So we will implement similar kind of functionality here so that we can understand how to generate random IDs so that you guys can answer this question in your interviews as well. Let's understand it here with the example. Generate random ID. Also, we want to generate a fixed length of your ID. It is going to be a dynamic length, but let's take it here your ID length. And here we want to generate a random character from this character set A to Z. We can increase this length up to 255 characters are there and ASCII characters, and UTF-16 and UTF-8 characters are there. We can provide as much as characters here and we will get the random numbers, random characters from that character set generally. Let's do it here for this one, so we will understand. Now here let's define first a variable, let your random ID, and take its initial value as empty string. Now write a loop I less than your ID length I plus plus. So here the main logic comes, how you get the random character from a set of characters, or how you get a number from an array. So it is very simple actually and very tricky. So let's define a random index. If we get the random index, then we will be able to get your random character from the set of characters. So we will use the Math.random function. That method will give you a number from 0 to 1, including 0 and excluding 1 generally. It is going to be 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3. Actually, this is going to be a floating point number 0 0.2346, and it's going to be, its length is going to vary generally. So that will give you a floating point number and 8 characters in floating point number here, 6 character according to the language and platform. So when you multiply it with the characters length, so this is what it will give. This will give you a number, and when you multiply it with the length, so that is going to be a number. It is still between 0 and 1 generally, but that number is multiplied by its length. And when you take its floor value, the main logic is here, when you take its floor value, that will give you a random index. That index is going to be less than this characters dot length. So let's understand it with this simple example. Suppose you have your Math.random generated a number 0.24 this. Let's keep it. And suppose we want to generate an index less than 10. Multiply it with the 10 generally. When you multiply it and if you take its floor value, you will see its floor value is 2. When you multiply 10, it is going to 2.3. And when you, let's make clear here, 2.345. And when you take its floor value, that is going to be 2. So this is less than 10 generally because we multiplied with the 10. It is pure mathematics, and it could generate a random number between 0 and 1. It could be 9 here, but it is not going to be it is not going to be 1 generally. It will always less than 1, and it is going to greater than or equal to 0. When you multiply it with 10 and take its floor value, it is going to be 9, but it is not going to greater than 10. This is how the random Math.random generate value, and when we multiply it with the fixed length, and when we take its floor value, it gives a number less than the length generally. This is how you get the random index. Now here the main thing, just do one thing, random ID plus or equal to your characters and the random index. When you return it, let's give the id length is 8. Now let's see the output. So you can see we got an id, a random id of length 8. Now it depends on the complexity. If you increase this character set, suppose if you want to put some number here, 1 2 anything, its randomness is increasing now. If you keep here 255 characters including and like at the rate, hashtag and all this, you can keep any characters generally. So when you generate, if suppose we want to generate a length of 12, now let's see the output. You can see the id complexity also increased. So this is how ids are generated. This is simple approach. Generally there are other alternative ways which is used to generate ids like yo-yo id and all of, but the main logic is something like that. So this is how you can generate random ids. It could be mixed of characters and numbers and some special characters and all of this. I hope you guys understood this, and if you like the video, please subscribe my channel.